Welcome to class, everyone. Today we're jumping right into a truly essential English skill, and that's how to confidently and accurately describe yourself and the people around you. Whether you're out making new friends, networking at a big corporate event, or sitting down for a crucial job interview, the words you choose matter immensely. So in today's explainer, we're going to build up your vocabulary step by step so you can paint a crystal clear picture of anyone from the inside out. Here is our quick game plan for today's explainer. 1. Appearance, is versus has. 2. Comparing physical traits. 3. Personality traits and opposites. 4. Positive, neutral, and negative. 5. Fun description games. And finally, 6. Describe yourself and others.
All right, let's kick things off with section 1. Appearance, is versus has.
Okay, let's tackle a huge grammar hurdle right out of the gate. Knowing exactly when to use is versus has. This is absolutely foundational for beginners, and honestly, getting it right instantly makes you sound so much more fluent. The core thing to remember is the difference between a state of being and possession. We use is for the overall condition of a person. So you'd say he is young, she is tall, or he is bald. You're describing what they are. On the flip side, we use has for specific physical features that a person possesses. So she has red hair, he has brown eyes, or he has a beard. A super common mistake I hear is people saying things like he is hair or she is eyes. But remember, you don't be your hair, right? You have it.
Let's put this into practice. Looking at a diverse group of people, we can easily build some simple sentence structures. For a tall man, you can say he is tall and he has short black hair. For someone with facial hair, it's he has a beard. Also, a really handy formula to keep in mind when describing hair is to state the length, then the color, and then the word hair. So she has long brown hair. It's a really simple formula, but it works every single time.
Moving right along to section 2, comparing physical traits.
Now that we've nailed down the basics of is and has, let's see what happens when we want to compare physical traits between different people. When you're comparing ages or body builds between just two people, we use the comparative form. That means we add the ER suffix. So Andrew is taller than David, or she is younger. We do the exact same thing for body types, saying he is skinnier. But what if you're comparing 3 or more people? Well, that's when we bring in the superlative form using the est suffix. So we say Mark is the tallest, or he is the fattest. Using these forms correctly lets you be incredibly precise when you're pointing someone out in a crowd.
Next up, section 3, personality traits and opposites.
Fantastic work on those physical descriptions. Now, let's shift our focus from the outside to the inside, because physical appearance is really only half the story. Describing someone's character and behavior is just as crucial. A brilliant trick to make new personality adjectives stick in your memory is to learn them as direct opposites. Our brains absolutely love pairs. Think of someone who is funny and as chatty as a radio. Now immediately pair that in your mind with its opposite, someone who is serious or as quiet as a mouse.
Let's look at a few more really powerful opposite pairs. We have confident, meaning totally comfortable in social situations, paired with shy. We have generous, someone who freely gives their time or money, which is the direct opposite of stingy. Then there's polite versus rude, and hardworking versus lazy. If you're stepping into the shoes of a career counselor to prepare for a big job interview, you definitely want to equip yourself with words like confident and hardworking to describe your professional self while showing them you absolutely aren't lazy or rude.
Which brings us to section 4, positive, neutral, and negative.
To really elevate our vocabulary and make sure you're choosing the exact right word for the right situation, let's group these personality words into positive, neutral, and negative categories. We're going to start with the best ones, positive traits. These describe wonderful, highly desirable qualities. Think of words like funny, polite, hardworking, or friendly. These are exactly the traits you want to shine a spotlight on when you're praising a colleague or selling yourself during corporate networking. Let's look at a few examples in action. You might describe someone as chatty or talkative, which just means they love a good conversation. You can say, my sister is very chatty, or you can use our old friend has and say, my sister has a chatty personality. Both sound completely natural. Another beautiful trait is kind, meaning caring and good-hearted. And let me tell you, in a workplace environment, one of the highest compliments you can give is calling someone reliable. You could say, my girlfriend is very reliable. You can always trust her to pick you up. Or, professionally, we have a team of conscientious workers who I can always rely on. Next, we have our neutral traits, words like serious, shy, or quiet.
Now, it's really important to get this. Neutral traits are not strictly good or bad. They just describe a person's baseline demeanor or how they naturally operate socially. Like, being shy doesn't make someone a bad person at all. It literally just means they might need a little extra time to warm up and feel comfortable around new faces.
Finally, we have to talk about negative traits. These adjectives describe behaviors that, let's be honest, can be challenging for the rest of us to deal with. While we always want to be polite, sometimes we really do need the proper vocabulary to accurately describe difficult behavior in the real world.
Words like bossy, stubborn, or forgetful fit perfectly into this category. For instance, bossy describes someone who is pretty domineering. You might say, "My boss is very bossy. I guess that's why she's in charge." Or take stubborn, an obstinate person. You could easily say, "My father is so stubborn he absolutely refuses to fly. He's stubborn as a mule, which makes our family vacations very interesting." And hey, we can apply these to ourselves too. I'm so forgetful. If I don't put my keys in the exact same spot every night, I totally lose them.
All right, Section 5, Fun Description Games. Class, it is time to put everything we've learned today to the test with some highly interactive description games. Because learning shouldn't just be memorizing lists from a whiteboard. We need to actually use these words. Our first game is a classroom classic, Who Am I? It's basically a live-action Guess Who. Here's the deal. You write a short, anonymous description of yourself using 3 personality adjectives. You might write something like, "I am hardworking, slightly stubborn, but very generous." The teacher shuffles the papers, reads one aloud, and the class uses their listening skills to guess who it is. To make it even more conversational, students can ask yes or no questions, like, "Is she usually shy?"
Another incredibly fun, slightly chaotic option is drawing dictation. This is a fast-paced team game where you heavily practice those descriptive adjectives. One student looks at a secret drawing provided by the teacher, then runs back to their team and describes the person using phrases like, "He is overweight" or "She has wavy hair." The team members have to draw the picture based purely on that description. The most accurate drawing wins.
And finally, Section 6, Describe yourself and others.
For the final part of today's explainer, we're taking everything we've covered, the physical traits, the is versus has rules, the personality opposites, and applying it directly to your own life. Right now, I want you to draft a quick self-portrait using these simple sentence starters. If you're a beginner, try this. In general, I'm a friendly person, but I'm not talkative. Or, I work hard, so that makes me hardworking. You can even grab a partner and turn this into a quick role-play scenario. Interview each other about your day-to-day personalities, asking things like, "Are you usually easygoing or are you serious?" This is the exact kind of professional language practice that builds massive real-world confidence.
Now, I have a quick homework assignment for you. I want you to picture someone you are very close to. How would you describe your best friend or a family member using a mix of the positive, neutral, and negative adjectives we just learned? Try writing out a few sentences detailing their physical appearance using is and has, and then describe their internal character. Do they have straight hair but a super chatty personality? Are they incredibly reliable but, maybe a bit stubborn sometimes? Think about it. If you had to summarize the person you love most in just 3 English adjectives, which words would you choose? And more importantly, which 3 words do you think they would use to describe you? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today, and keep practicing those descriptions.